Lola, show us your best side. There you go. That's right. Oh, that's not true. Oh, well. Okay. Brilliant. We'll start in just about 30 seconds. You ready, Lola? She's been practicing her down dog and her Shavasana this morning. She's not moving. She has assumed the position. She is mindful and one with her space. Om Shanti. Om. Nobody's going anywhere. All right, so we're going to start in a seated position today. Just closing your eyes, sitting up nice and tall. Remember, a spine at ease. So yoga is really more about awareness of your breath and your motion, but it's also connecting your awareness to each body part. And the spine is the one that is most important. That's what everything else connects to and moves around. So just sitting in an easy seated position, whatever that feels like for you, on the floor or up on a block, closing your eyes, letting the backs of your hands come to rest on the tops of your knees. We're taking a deep inhale into your belly, lengthening your spine. Your breath goes in through the nose to the bottom of your lungs. And as you exhale, see if you can hold a tall and lengthened posture with ease. Bring your attention for a moment to your spine, just the awareness of it, that it feels at ease. If it doesn't feel at ease, take a moment to readjust, to move, and to find ease. We'll take a deep inhale, let your shoulders rise up towards your ears, and as you exhale, bring them down and back behind you. Just small shoulder shrugs. Inhaling them up, your belly fills with air as the shoulders rise up. Exhaling them back down. One more time, inhale it up. Exhale it down. We're going to inhale, let your spine lengthen. As you exhale, gently let your chin drop down to your chest. Just feeling a gentle stretch up the back of your neck. Start to bring your awareness to this moment, to what it is you feel, or to the depth of your breath. With your next exhale, gently let your right ear come over to your right shoulder. If you'd like, you can push your left elbow down towards the floor. That just adds to your stretch. It just puts a little bit of an anchor on it. And then play with the position of your chin. Turn it slightly up towards the ceiling, slightly down until you feel that pull between the left ear and the left shoulder. Breathe in. Does it feel tight or restricted? Your next exhale, let your head drop back. Your chin comes up towards the sky. Breathing. Your next exhale, your left ear drops to your left shoulder. Your right elbow anchors the pose by pushing down gently if you choose to. And then just move that chin up towards the sky, down towards the floor. Zero in on the place where you feel the stretch. And then just allow the weight of your head to tilt over to the left. Your next exhale, your chin gently drops back down to your chest. As you inhale, bring your head up to a neutral position. Let your arms float up towards the sky. Shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Take your right arm behind your back. Your left hand comes to the right side of your head. And then gently, just the weight of your left arm draws that left ear towards your left shoulder. So you're not pulling on your head. You're just letting the weight of your arm take our stretch just a little bit deeper. Remember, no pinching and no pain. If it feels uncomfortable for you, give yourself permission to release. No struggles and no strains. Breathe. Breathe into the areas that feel tight or restricted, gently releasing tension with your exhale. One more deep inhale here. One more really slow exhale. And then release both arms back up to the ceiling. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, take it to the opposite side. So your left arm goes behind your back in a sailor's pose. Your right arm comes over, grabbing the side of your head, gently pulling, or gently letting the weight of your arm pull that right ear towards that right shoulder. You can push that left elbow down to help anchor that pose. It just adds, it's a micro adjustment. You should feel just a little bit more of a stretch when you do that. Breathe. No struggles and no strains. Breathe. One more deep inhale. One more slow exhale. And slowly release your hands back up to the ceiling. Inhaling, interlacing your fingers, bringing them behind your head. Take a deep inhale. Push your elbows to the back of the room, your chin and your chest up. As you exhale, round forward. Elbows come together, chin to your chest. Push the air out. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. One more time. Inhale it up and back. Really push those elbows to the back. One more time. Exhaling forward, rounding, pushing the air out. Bringing your spine back up to straight. Inhale, reach those arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing your forehead towards the ground. So if you don't quite make it that far, you can use a block or a pillow. Just let your forehead rest on that block or pillow. Just so your neck is supported, your head isn't hanging up in the air. You can also just stack your fists so that your forehead rests on those. Find an expression of each pose you can hold with ease. Without struggle, without strain. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, move your chest over to your left leg. So you're folded over that left leg. You can take your right arm and just reach a little bit further than your left and see if you can add a little bit of opening to that right rib cage. Breathe into that right rib cage. If you're on your elbows or just resting on your knee, that's perfectly fine as well. Find that expression of the pose you can hold. So where you can bring all of your focus and attention back to the depth of your breath or the feeling of the stretch. Deep inhale. As you exhale, come back to the center. Breathing deeply, exhaling slowly. Deep inhale. As you exhale, gently come over to the right. You can work with taking that left arm a little bit further than right, opening up that left rib cage. As you breathe, feel the expansion into that rib cage. As you exhale, just melt. Take another deep inhale. With the exhale, bring it back to the center. And then slowly bring your hands to your knees. Use your hands to help push you back up to a tall, straight, easy seated position. No struggles and no strains. We're going to straighten your legs out in front of you. Both legs out straight. Again, sitting up on a block or sitting up on a pillow can make that a lot easier. If it feels like struggle or strain in your back, sit up on your pillow, sit up on your block. Try to get both legs out straight. So the big toes are touching. You're gently pushing the backs of your knees down towards the floor. Just sit for a moment. If you'd like, you can put your hands next to you and gently push down. It'll give you a little tension off of your spine. It'll also help to strengthen up your arms and your shoulders a little bit. It's called scapular depression, the act of pulling your shoulder blades down and away from your ears. That's how we set our shoulder blades for health and strength in the arms. Push down the backs of your knees to the floor. Let your arms rise up to the ceiling as you inhale. As you exhale, fall halfway forward, pointing your fingers to where the wall meets the ceiling. As you inhale, reach out through your fingers, create space. As you exhale, bring your hands to your feet or to your ankles, or even use a strap wrapped around the bottoms of your feet. The idea is to find the forward folded position that you can hold, where your kneecaps stay pointing straight up to the ceiling, where you have no struggle or strain in your back, where you can bring your attention to the feeling of those hamstrings as they stretch. Closing your eyes. Be in the moment. No struggle and no strain. Each inhale, imagine your spine's getting longer, and then with the exhale, you're folding just a little further forward. Without struggle, without strain. Breathe. Close your eyes for just a moment and bring all of your awareness to the feeling of those hamstrings. Deeply inhaling, slowly exhaling. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then we'll slowly unfold. So we're going to take it to a wide angle pose. We're going to do the wide angle pose in sitting first, and then we're going to do it again in standing. So this is another one. We're sitting up. When I sit down flat on here, I feel like I'm leaned back, and that's not what we're looking for. So I always sit up, especially this pose is my nemesis. I guess that's kind of a negative connotation, but it's the one that causes me the most challenge. I can really feel that on my left abductor, my left hamstring. What I want to do is try and get those kneecaps pointed straight up. And then I'm just going to hold right here for a moment. I'm going to breathe. If you'd like, you can take a deep inhale, let your arms rise up to the ceiling and begin to fold forward. But I'm just going to sit for my pose and just allow it to open. So you can just let your hands come to rest on the outside of your knees or fold yourself further forward, whatever brings you to the place where you can then close your eyes and breathe, where you can feel the sensations of that breath, where you can feel the release of trying and tension with the exhale. Respect your body. Always find an expression of the pose that you can hold with ease, without struggle, without strain. Breathe into the areas that feel tight or restricted. As you exhale, just release. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly begin to use your arms to help you press back up to straight. We're going to keep that wide angle. So sometimes it hurts your heels. Like my heels dig into the floor. If you just pull your toes back, that'll raise your heels up off. It takes some of that out of it. Sometimes I just move my mat forward so my heels are on that cushion part. Do what makes it feel comfortable for you. We're going to take a deep inhale. Let your arms rise towards the ceiling. As you exhale, turn towards your left so that your chest is facing your left leg. As you exhale, either stay right up like that, just drop your hands to your thigh, or fold forward, bringing your hands to the bottom of your left foot. Try to make sure that right leg stays active, that you keep pushing gently down into the floor with the back of that right knee. It acts as an anchor. Close your eyes and breathe. Bring your focus and attention to what it is you feel. Release any struggle, any trying. Breathe. One more deep inhale. Lengthen your spine, create space so that as you exhale, you might fold just a little further forward. Breathe. Slowly bringing yourself back up to a tall, straight spine. We're going to do that exact same pose again, or you have an option. So you can raise your hands up, exhale, and fold forward, or you can take the back of your left hand, slide it on the inside of your left calf. As you exhale, bring it down towards the ankle. So gently push the back of that hand. Take your right arm, up to the ceiling, look up to it, and then you take it behind your back like a sailor's pose, tucking your fingers into the thigh. So you have options. Either do the exact same pose, just folding forward, or gently pushing the back of your left hand into that left calf, rotate your chest to face forward, keeping that right leg active as well, pushing down into the back of the knee, breathing deeply. Exhaling, either trying to fold further forward or rotating more deeply. No struggles, no strains. Breathing deep. Exhaling slowly. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. If you've bound that pose by taking that right arm behind you, just go ahead and bring your chest to face that left leg and then bring yourself up to forward. We're going to fold forward just to the center. Again, arms to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, either bring your hands to the floor in front of you or just let them come to sit on your legs. Find the expression of the pose that's right for you. Breathe into the air as it feels tight or restricted. With your exhale, don't try to release everything, all your tension at once. Try to just release a percentage of it. Just small amounts with each breath. No struggles and no strains. As you exhale, slowly bringing your spine back up to straight. Inhaling your arms to the ceiling, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, turn towards your right. Lengthen with an inhale. With an exhale, fold forward, bringing your fingers to the bottoms of your feet or to your ankle, or even use your strap. Just make sure that that kneecap on the right is still pointing straight up to the ceiling. If you gently push the back of the right knee down towards the floor, you'll be deactivating that hamstring. You'll be allowing it to release. Close your eyes and feel the depth of your breath or the feeling of the stretch. No struggles, no strains. Breathe deeply. Exhale slowly. One more deep inhale. Really try to lengthen your spine. Create space so that as you exhale, you may go just a little deeper. Breathe. Slowly bringing yourself back up to a tall and straight spine. So you have the option of doing that again, the exact same pose, or take the right hand, bring it to the inside of your right calf. Exhale, slide forward. When your hand goes as far as it can, begin to push it into the ankle. Take your left arm up to the ceiling as an inhale. As you exhale, bring it behind you like a sailor pose. Try to open your chest forward. A gentle push of your hand into the ankle helps to open the pose, the rotation for you. Remember, no struggle or strain. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel that stretch. Slowly melt into the pose. And breathe. One more deep inhale here. Really fill your belly with air. Really lengthen your spine. As you exhale, see if you can take your pose just a little deeper. And then slowly, if you've bound the pose, release the binding and bring your chest to face that right leg. Slowly push yourself forward. We're going one more time forward. Inhale the arms, create space, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Or just bring your hands to rest on your thighs or your calves. If you'd like, you can reach for the feet so that you can use that little grip to pull yourself deeper into it, but try not to force anything. Breathe. Exhale slowly. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly bring your spine back up to straight. Slowly bring your legs in together. So they've been really stretched out. Don't try to move quickly. Use your hands to help you bring them back up into position. We're going to just do a modified child's pose here. So just take your arms and wrap them around your knees. Drop your chin in towards your chest. Feel the breath. Feel your belly press into your thighs. Feel the rib cage expand out to the side. As you exhale, just melt. So this is a modification of child's pose. If we do a child's pose and it bothers your knees, just flip over, sit up and do this, or even lie on your back and pull your knees into your chest. You always want to find a way that you can do a pose. Slowly straightening your spine, bottoms of your feet together. Let's take our obligatory um, cobbler's pose. I don't seem to be ever get through a class without doing a cobbler's because I really like it. It's a balancing pose. After you've moved from one side of your body to the other side of your body and back and forth, you want to bring it back into balance, and this pulls equally. So in cobbler's pose, if it feels like it's struggle or strain, take your feet and move them further away from you. Feel your spine. If you're rounded, you got to move those feet further away or raise yourself up onto a block. Your next goal is to try and get your knees down towards the floor. You can either let the weight of your hands rest on your knees, or you can butterfly those knees and just try to slowly open them. You can also take your feet and open them up so you're looking at the bottoms of your feet. That just stretches those outside ankle ligaments, or you can keep the palms of your feet together. Stay right here where you are, or with an exhale, fold forward, trying to keep your spine straight. So you're not trying to bring your forehead to your feet, you're trying to bring your belly button towards your feet. Each inhale lengthens your spine. Each exhale creates ease in the pose. If you're sitting there thinking this is hard or this is not easy, then just find ease in your pose by backing out of it or sliding your feet away or raising your bottom up onto a block. Close your eyes and breathe. No struggles, no strain. Breathe into the air as it feels tight. Imagine that you're expanding them with your breath and that you're melting them with the exhale. One more deep inhale, one more slow exhale, and then slowly begin to bring yourself up. So we're going to do we have options here. So you can either grab onto the big toe of your left foot with the first two fingers of your left hand and straighten it out like this, or you can use your strap. Or you can just hold behind your leg and try to bring it out as straight as you can. Find the thing that you can do without causing discomfort in the back. Lift your chin and your chest, pull your shoulder blade down and away from your ear, and see if you can raise it up a little higher. Squeeze that quadricep muscle and try to get that straight. The beauty of being on camera is I can see all my mistakes. My knees bent. I'm like, oh, wait. Straighten it out, pull it back, and breathe. Take a deep inhale. See if you can raise it up a little higher. And then bring it down so the big toe side of your foot is rested on the floor. So your right foot comes and rests right on your left thigh. As you exhale, you're going to turn towards your right. So you may stay right here. It's perfectly fine. Pushing down into the floor to help you create length. Or as you exhale, come all the way down to your elbows. You're looking for the expression of the pose that gives you a challenge that still keeps your spine feeling at ease. So don't worry about what your neighbor is doing. Take a deep breath. Either stay here or come all the way down to your chest. If you're on your chest, then reach back with your right hand, grabbing onto your ankle and trying to pull it closer towards your shoulder to complete the pose. And then feel that left rib cage. Feel it expand with your breath. As you exhale, see if you can melt into the pose. See if you can create ease in your pose. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then if you bound the pose, go ahead and release it. Wherever you are, use your arms to help you sit back up and bring it back into that cobbler's pose for just a moment. Inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, folding forward if it's available to you, or just take your cobblers. See if you feel any more ease in those adductors. Are they opening? Breathing. Slowly straightening your spine, grabbing the big toe of your right foot with the first two fingers of your right hand, or use your strap. As you exhale, straighten it. Remember to check in with your spine. If this doesn't feel good on your spine, make adjustments. Sit up on a pillow, sit up on a block. Breathe. See if you can take it up a little higher. See if you can lift your chest and lengthen your spine. See if you can wave your left arm in the air like a chicken. See, look at people do anything. Take it down to take it down to the floor. So the big toe side of your right foot is resting on the floor. Your left foot rests right on the thigh or close to it. With an exhale, turn towards your left. Breathe. Push down into the floor. Stay right there if that's giving you a challenge. Or as you exhale, drop down to your elbows. Breathe. Stay right there, or with an exhale, come all the way down to your chest. If you're down on the chest, you can bind the pose by reaching back with your left hand, holding onto the ankle and pulling it up towards your shoulder. And then breathe into that right rib cage. Really feel the expansion there. Release any stress. One more really deep inhale here. See if you can bring your awareness fully to the sensation of your breath as you take that deep inhale. Melt. Then if you've bound the pose, release your hand from your foot. Begin to use your arms to help you come back up to that seated cobbler's pose. Breathing, lengthening. We're moving our spines and our hips, exhaling, folding forward. So make sure you find a way to do that that feels comfortable for you. There's a great expression in yoga, and it says to stay on your mat. And that basically means it's a nice way of saying mind your own business. Don't worry about what the person next to you can or cannot do. Bring your focus back to what it feels like for you, and just be proud of yourself in the moment that you're trying something that may not be easy, but you're moving towards a goal. Slowly straightening up your spine. You're going to have a couple of options here. Either grab the big toes with the first two fingers of each hand, straightening your legs out one at a time, or just hold behind your knees. Now, this is a place where you might want to come off of your pillow and take your pillow, put it behind your back so you can lean back on that and then hold your knees up. That's perfectly fine. Lift your chest and try to lengthen your spine. You can just stay with your heels just an inch off the floor, or bring it into more of a strengthening, lifting. Beautiful. And then bring them down, crossing at your ankles. And let's take a modified child's pose with the ankles crossed. Wrap your arms around your knees, drop your chin towards your chest, and breathe. Breathe deep so that you feel your belly press into your thighs. You feel the rib cage expand to the side, and just exhale slowly, allowing your breath to be the thing that brings focus to you. No struggles and no strains. Breathe. Slowly lifting your chin and your chest, lengthening your spine, releasing your arms from your legs. See if you can stand from the floor without using your arms. That's when you know you got some good health. I watched a TV show one time, a long time ago. They said, if you can lift yourself off the floor without using your arms, you know that your body's in pretty good shape. So we're going to do that wide angle pose series in standing. I suggest if you don't have a block, you grab one. You know your limitations. You know whether you need it. You may want to, you might want to take your pillow and put it out in front of you. You might want to put your pillow in front of you so you can rest your block on it, because we're going to be really wide. So take that pillow and bring it out in front of you. Yep. And then you'll have your block sitting on top of that pillow. So take your feet as wide as you comfortably can. I like to take my ankles out a little bit wider than my toes. We're trying to come to a place where your legs are straight. So you can just put your block down on the floor in front of you. You may or may not need it, but that's there for you in case. We're going to take your arms up to the ceiling and lengthen. As we exhale, just bring a small bend in your knees, and we're going to bring your hands out in front of you. Goddess pose, I think that one's called. Inhale, bring it up. We're just loosening up the knees first. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. So we're going to inhale, bring it up, and bring your hands to your hips, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, begin to fold forward from your hips. So stop when you feel the stretch behind your hamstrings. Inhale, reach your head out towards the wall in front of you. As you exhale, let your hands fall to your block or to the floor, folding forward. So no struggle or strain. If it doesn't feel good in your back, take your hands up onto your block and come out of the pose a little bit. So that block is there as a tool. Let your head just drop down so that you can look back between your legs if that doesn't bother your neck. Squeeze your quadricep muscles tight, trying to straighten your legs out the best you can. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back. Again, reaching your head towards the wall in front of you. As you exhale, see if you can fold just a little further forward. Breathing. The breath is what opens your pose and allows you to go deeper. One more time, inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back. Reach forward, the tip of your head to the wall in front of you. Exhale, fold forward. So you may find after a couple of deep inhales and slow exhales, you can turn your block on a lower level. It's just the way you get to the floor. Don't worry about how long that takes. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back, reaching your head forward to the wall in front of you. With an exhale, walk your hands over to your left foot. So you can take your block over there with you. You're trying to reach those hands towards that foot and straighten your legs out without struggle, without strain. Breathing. Exhaling, perhaps dropping the block down on a lower level or getting your hands all the way to the floor. Don't worry about where you are. Just feel. Feel the depth of your breath, inhaling. Feel the release of tension and trying with the exhale. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands back to the center. Use your block if you need it, or bring your hands all the way to the floor and just fold further forward. Inhale, lift up to a flat back, reaching your head towards the wall in front of you. As you exhale, walk over to your right foot. So again, taking your block if you need it, but trying to have your knees straight. If your knees aren't straight, try to turn that block up on a higher level so you can come out of the fold a little bit to the place where you can get straight legs. No struggles, no strains. Push those knees to the wall behind you. Really feel that stretch in your hamstrings. We did this sitting down to warm it up, and now we're doing it more actively. You can practice this any way you like at home. Lengthen with an inhale. One more exhale, slowly folding forward. Take a deep inhale. With the exhale, come back to the center. Folding forward. Just going a little deeper. Inhale, lift to a flat back, reaching your head forward. Exhale, we're walking back over to your left leg. So you have options here. You can either stay just like this, or as you exhale, take your left arm up to the ceiling, rotating your pose. If you've already found a challenge just folding forward, just stay there for a moment and breathe. Don't worry about progressing into a pose that's even harder than the one that you just left. Breathe. Those legs are straight, gently trying to push to the back of the room. Then bring that left hand back down to meet the right. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, walk back to the center and breathe. Folding forward. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back, reaching your head forward. That just creates space so that as you exhale, you can walk your hands back over to the right foot, using your block if you need to. Staying right here with an exhale, raising your right arm up to the sky, rotating towards your right foot, and breathing. No struggles and no strains. Feel the strength of the pose. Bring that right hand back down to meet the left. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, walk it back to the center. Folding forward to wherever's comfortable for you. Breathing. Slowly, small your knees. Start to raise yourself back up to a standing wide angle. So let's bring it in just a little bit. So you're not quite as wide. I've got my assistant blocking the motion. So your legs are wide, your hands are on your hip. What you're going to do is take your left foot and turn it towards the windows. You're going to turn your chest to face that, then turn your left leg so that your left foot is also pointing towards the windows. So your whole body is pointing towards the windows, the legs are out wide, bend your right knee, inhale your arms up to the ceiling. So warrior one. Your right foot is your left foot is pointing straight ahead of you. Your right foot can be turned out about 15 degrees. Try to get your back leg straight. Let's just loosen up this left knee. So inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale, bend it. One more time. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale, find the depth of your warrior. So you want to make sure that you don't have pain in that knee. You want to look down and just make sure you can see your toes past the front of your knee. Take a deep inhale. Arch back just a little. As you exhale, your right arm reaches behind you. Your left arm reaches forward for warrior two. So you're reaching your fingers in opposite directions. Turn your palms up for a moment. Then try to keep the creases of your elbows turned up as you just turn the hands down. That locks your shoulders into a more stable position. If you can sink deeper into your warrior, that's fine. Pull your belly to your spine. Feel the strength of the pose. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take your right hand back, take your left arm up to the sky. So you're really opening that left rib cage. You're looking for strength here. Breathing. Try to keep that back leg straight as you can without struggle, without strain. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, bring your left elbow to the knee, take your right arm up and over and reach for the wall. Towards the floor. If you are, try to turn your chest to face the wall in front of you. You're stretching between the fingertips, reaching, and that toe that's planted in the floor. Breathe. No struggles and no strains. Deep inhale, reach and feel that rib cage. Exhale, take it back to warrior two. Take it back to warrior one. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring your arms down and behind you. Interlace the fingers and reach to the floor, lifting your chin and your chest. As you exhale, fold forward, bringing your chest towards your knee. If you need to have your hands rested on your knee, that's perfectly fine to support the pose. Stay here, or with an exhale, raise your arms up to the sky. Beautiful. Bringing your hands down to the floor to frame your left foot, just turn your right foot and step forward. So both feet meet, forward fold. Your legs are straight. You're just folding forward. You can use your hands resting on your thighs or on your calves to support your pose. It's perfectly fine. Just let your head dangle. Small bend in your knees, slowly stepping up. Bringing yourself up tall, straight standing position. Just shake it out a little bit. Somehow I've ended up totally off of my mat, but that's okay. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're just going to get into it a little differently. So hands come together in heart center. Raise your left knee to the sky. As you exhale, shoot it back to the floor and turn it out about 15 degrees. So your left foot's turned out about 15 degrees. Your right foot is forward, straight, and the right knee has a small bend in it. So let's just take our arms to the ceiling for warrior one, and then we'll warm up that knee. Inhale, straighten that right knee. Exhale and bend it. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale and bend it. One more time. Inhale, straighten. One more time. Exhale and bend. Holding there. Glancing down, make sure you can see your toes past the front of your knee. That's just for safety of your knee. Feel the strength of the pose. Your back leg is strong and straight as you can get it. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take your right arm forward, your left arm back, and reach in the opposite directions for warrior two. Turn the palms up. Try to keep the creases of your elbows straight up. Turn your hands down. That locks those shoulders in a safe. Inhale, really reach in opposite directions with your fingers. As you exhale, bring the right hand back, bring the left arm up to the sky, and breathe. Breathe deep into that right rib cage. As you exhale, bring that right elbow to the knee. Take the left arm up and over, reaching to where the wall meets the ceiling. Turn your chest to face the wall in front of you. If you're really flexible, you can take that right hand all the way to the floor. That's just not me today. So you can progress these poses. Reach and feel that rib cage opening. As you exhale, take it back to warrior two. Creases of your elbows up, palms facing down. Take it back to warrior one. Reach to the sky. As you exhale, take your arms down, your fingertips interlace and reach for the sky, lifting your chin and your chest towards the ceiling. As you exhale, fold forward, bringing your chest over your thigh. Remember, you can take your hands and just rest them on your knee if that's too much of a pose for you. Your hands are rested on your hips, or with an exhale, raise them up to the ceiling. Let them come down to your hips. Frame your right foot with your hands, and then step your left foot forward to meet it. Forward fold. Just hanging out there for a minute. Put your block on the floor, or use your can't fold forward too far without causing pain. Small bend in your knees as you round up one vertebra at a time, coming back to a standing position. So we're going to do some, you can all turn to face me again. I should have found some cool yoga way to get you there, but I didn't. We're going to do some standing balance poses. So if you want to stand next to a wall or a piece of equipment, something you can hold on to give yourself a little bit of balance, it's great. So position yourself wherever you need to find extra support for your balance. We're going to bring your hands in the heart center. Your toes are out wide. So we're going to take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, just gently pull your belly to your spine. That's where the core strength comes from to get into your balance poses. So a deep inhale to your belly, the belly pulls in. As you exhale, your left knee rises up towards the sky. So again, go next to a wall, go next to a piece of equipment. If you feel like your balance is challenged, look at your hip and make sure your hip's not way up here. We're trying to raise your knee, not your hip. Take it out to the side and then plant your tree. You can either put your big toe on the floor with your heel right up against your calf, or you can have the foot raised up and against the calf, or into the thigh. Those are all perfectly fine. If it's on your leg, make sure you're pushing that right leg into the left foot. Otherwise, you're bowing your knee out and you're causing a lateral ligament problem, which will come to haunt you. So find your expression of the tree and hold. Find something stable to look at, one spot that you can keep your eyes focused on. And then as you inhale, raise your arms to the sky. Your shoulder blades are down and away from your ears. Try to push that left knee behind you so it's not poking out in front. Let your left arm drop. Hold on to something if you need to. It's perfectly fine. Bring that left arm up. Let your right arm drop down. Breathe. Take it up to the ceiling. Whoa! That was all part of it, guys. It's all just show. Bring your hands down to the center. Take that leg out to the side and bring it forward and then straighten it out. So you can straighten it out just with the heel on the ground. That's perfectly fine. Or if you want a little bit more balance, see if you can lift it up. Point your toe and then circle your ankle in one direction. Circle your ankle in the opposite direction. And then bring it down to the floor. Perfect. And just shake it out a little bit. We just did a lot of work with that right leg. So give it an opportunity to shake out. Again, standing next to a wall, we're going to do the same pose on the other side. Stand next to a wall, something that's stable. If you're at home and have a chair and that you fall and that chair is going to go with you, that's not what you're looking for. You want a wall or a sofa or even a kitchen sink is a great way. Hands in the heart center. We're going to do the opposite side. So as you exhale, your right knee floats up. You take it out to the side and then plant your tree. Either the big toe on the floor with the heel just against the calf, bring your foot into the calf, bring your foot into the thigh. If your foot is on the thigh or the calf, make sure you're pushing that left leg into that foot for stability. Find your little spot to stare at for balance. Try to open that knee up and behind you. So a lot of times we'll have it pointed out this way. You want to act as if you're between two pieces of glass right in the center. Woo. Bellies into the spine for stability, inhaling the arms up to the sky. Shoulder blades down your back. Dropping your right arm down, lifting that left arm up. Brilliant. Bring that arm up, take the left arm down. Perfect. Take both arms up, take them into heart center. And then remove that leg and try to bring it forward gracefully, not like I did. Straighten the leg out, pull the toe back. Remember, you can have the heel on the ground. You can lift it up, point that toe and circle your ankles in one direction. Some days you're a bug, some days you're a windshield. You get good balance one day and not the other, but it's always a journey. Bring that foot down to meet the opposite one. Let's take a mountain pose for a moment. This is also a balance pose, but it also uses your postural muscles. So walk your feet together. Big toes are touching, heels are touching. Let your arms be by your side with your palms facing forward. So the first thing you want to do is just feel the weight of your feet. Equal weight between the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. You don't want to be leaned back into your heels with your toes lifting up. Try to bring your weight forward so they're equal weight between the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. Then you take your thighs and try to turn them in towards each other. You're activating muscles that are in your pelvic floor. So especially for women, especially women that have had children, this is an excellent way to strengthen your pelvic floor. When people talk about core strengthening, they don't understand that the core is not just your abdominals. Your core is your abdominals married to the pelvic floor and the respiratory diaphragm. They all work together. If there's a weak link, I will guarantee you that pelvic floor is it. Now try to pull your belly into your spine and then up and underneath your rib cage. And then inhale your shoulder blades up to your ears. Exhale them down and lift your chest towards the sky. If you close your eyes, it makes it a balance pose. But if you feel like your balance is challenged, just work on maintaining those points of reference. The equal weight between the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. The internal rotation of those thighs. The belly to the spine and up and underneath the rib cage. The shoulder blades gently down and together. And breathe. No struggles and no strains. Close your eyes to make it a balanced pose and breathe. Feel the strength of the pose. This is a lot of work if you really maintain those 3 places of attention. And then slowly open your eyes, bring your hands to heart center and spread your feet wide. So we're going to go down to the floor through a squat. If squat is too much for you, just go ahead and lie down on the floor onto your back. We'll be there. You can also use the block as a prop to help you with this. So your hands are wide, your knees and hips are wide, your feet are wide. Slowly start to bend your knees and bring your elbows between it. So if you have that block, you can just sit right on your block. If this is too much for your knees, just go ahead to the floor, lie down, and wait for the rest of the class. Don't cause pain because you want to be able to do something. Close your eyes for a moment. Try to get your spine tall and long. People have a tendency to round forward in this pose. If you have to round forward, then try sitting on a block. Try working on the extension of your spine. Most of us spend our day in what's called a flexed position, our spine rounded forward. So we get weakness and extension. That's the extension is what makes your spine tall and long. Stay right here, working on your squat, or bring your hands to the floor. Spreading your fingers wide, begin to bend the elbows and bring yourself into your crow. So again, crow can be mastered more easily with a block. Put it out in front of you. Bring your forehead onto it so that you have a 3rd point of weight bearing, and then work on lifting your feet one at a time or together, and then work on lifting your head from the block. Find an expression of the crow that you can hold with ease. And then slowly release your crow. Bring yourself to the floor with your legs out straight. We're going to lower down into a lying down position through a long sitting position, but want to make sure that you get some expansion in your spine first. So push down, lift your hips from the ground, and just let your hips hang. Feel how that decompresses your spine. Should feel good. Releasing it, doing it again. Push down just into your hands. This is a great way to strengthen your shoulders as well. You can just do these little pulses that strengthen scapular depression, one of the most weak muscles in the shoulder. Take your hands and release them forward. So we're going to lie down to your back, just one vertebrae at a time. If you have a bad back, just bend your knees and lower yourself to the floor. Whatever way you get there is fine. But if you're coming through this strengthening pose, push your big toes together. Really hold those big toes together as you come down. That activates your core. till you find yourself down onto your back in whatever way you get there, and then preparing for final relaxation. So in final relaxation, you want to find a pose that's comfortable for you. If you need a small bend, if you need anything underneath your knees, a small bend, you just leave your knees bent and I'll bring you a ball that you can put underneath of your knees. So if you'd like something to support your back, bend your knees, I'll bring you a ball. For you, Lee. Oops, surprise. I'm just grabbing a couple of these balls. So as we're preparing for final relaxation, make sure your neck is in a neutral position, meaning that you want one, Ralph? I'll get you one. Your neck is in a neutral position. That means that the chin is not pointing up towards the ceiling. Your chin is pointing down towards your body. You can slide a pillow underneath of your head, or you can use your block, whatever you'd like. Slide that there. Good. So just close your eyes. Let your arms rest by your side with the palms facing up, and take a deep breath into the very bottom of your lungs. As you exhale, start to bring your awareness to the feeling of that breath as it exits your body. With each exhale, see if you can release tension, release trying, release effort, and bring your awareness internally. Feel the rib cage as it expands. Feel the belly as it expands, filling your lungs from the very bottom. No struggles and no strains. Breathe. So what I'm going to ask you to do is try to bring all of your attention and focus to the center of your chest where your heart beats. We're going to see if we can quiet ourselves down enough, find focus enough to feel or hear the internal sound or the internal feeling of your heart beating in your chest. So the best way to help you find that is just hold your breath for a moment. Focus on your chest and see if you can find the feeling of your heart beating there. That holding of the breath sometimes helps to amplify that sound and gives you the feeling of it. And then you can use that sensation, that feeling, as an anchor to focus and attention. That simply means that whenever your mind begins to wander, if you become distracted by sound of traffic, that you can gently bring your attention back and find that heartbeat. If you try and you can't find the heartbeat, just focus on your breath. Don't let frustration stop you from having a moment of focus. If your mind becomes distracted, just gently bring it back to the heartbeat. Anytime your mind wanders, internal chatter or judgment, just gently bring it back to the sensation of your heart beating in the center of your chest. And now what I'd like you to do is bring your focus and attention to a thought. Bring to the mind the thought of your heart's greatest desire. Your heart's greatest desire for yourself or for someone else, for the world at large. or just your small little circle of it. See if you can hold that thought in mind. Keep that as your focus and your anchor to attention. If you'd like, you can visualize that heart's greatest desire living right there in your chest, growing in your heart with each beat. Imagine what your life would be like if your heart's greatest desire had come true, and feel that in your body. And then just allow yourself to release that desire and just know internally that the universe is there to support that. You don't have to do anything. The universe is there to support it. The only part you do is keep moving in that direction. Let your mind come to stillness. If you become distracted, if your mind starts to chatter, just gently make the choice to come back to stillness. Release any judgment or story about how hard or challenging or difficult this is. And just gently bring it back to stillness. Become the observer of your mind. Notice the internal chatter. Notice where your mind wants to take you, and just make the choice to bring it back to stillness each and every time. And then we'll slowly start to bring your awareness back to your body by just wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, and bringing your awareness just to the body parts that are moving, just to those fingers and toes. Feel the joints as they move. Then spread your fingers wide, spread your toes wide, and just feel the space between your fingers. Feel the space between your toes. And curl your hands into a fist, curl your toes under, and feel the skin as it stretches over the knuckles, as it stretches over the tops of your feet. Release your hands, release your feet. Take your shoulders up towards your ears as you inhale. Just slide them up like you're shrugging your shoulders. As you exhale, slide your arms down your mat towards the bottoms and just feel that stretch that's created between the shoulder and the neck. And then let your arms just relax. Gently begin to let your head rock side to side on the floor, just turning your head in whatever way feels comfortable. Awareness to the musculature and the bones as they move, your neck. And then let your head come back to a comfortable position wherever that is. As you take an inhale, breathe into the bottom of your lungs, let your arms begin to float up towards the sky. Empty your lungs with an exhale as your arms go to the floor behind you. Just reach back with an inhale, your fingertips reaching to the back, your heels reaching forward. As you exhale, draw your knees into your chest, let your arms float down to hold those knees, just curling into a small little bug. Let your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. If you'd like, you begin to rock from side to side, using the floor to bring awareness to the spine. And then when you're ready, rolling onto your right side, lying in a fetal position, your knees drawn up towards your chest, supporting your head with your hands made into a pillow or a block or an actual pillow, whatever you have handy. And just bring your awareness to one more deep breath in. Feel that air as it enters through your nose, as it expands into the rib cage, and feel it as it exhales, warmed, leaving your body with ease. And then gently, when you're ready, pushing yourself up to an easy seated position. An easy seated position where your spine is at ease. So sit up on a block, sit up on a pillow. Let the backs of your hands come to rest on your knees and just close your eyes for a moment. Bring your awareness to the weight of your body on the floor. And as you inhale, bring your awareness to a lengthening spine. As you exhale, see if you can hold that tall and lengthened spine with ease. Another deep inhale lengthens your spine. As you exhale, see if you can bring your hands into heart center, gently letting your chin drop down, your hands in prayer position. You guys have done a wonderful job. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. We will be here next Saturday. We will not be here the Saturday after because I'm moving. Anybody that wants to come haul boxes, I'll give you the address and the time. But thank you all. Namaste. Have a wonderful week. So no class on the 18th. All righty. Yes, let me turn off this camera first before you end up on TV. And then your agent will be calling me. Your agent will be here saying, why wasn't she paid? Oh,